welcome.
Welcome to the Circuit Breaker podcast.
Yeah. If you're finding it's hard to drive yourself to drink, ask for a drink molecule in case you give you some homework, and then you'll be drinking whiskey.
That's funny. It's pretty funny.
Keep in mind, Fiddler, case study can see us. We can't see him.
Well, that's not relevant for the podcast listeners. You've seen, Mal, you saw me just a few minutes ago. You know what I look like.
Well, I got plenty of experience in that working environment.
You really do.
Yeah.
I remember one time we also didn't we have a video chat one time where you couldn't hear me.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you, but I could see you.
Yeah, but it wasn't a goddamn podcast.
I know, but let's focus on the sound of the podcast rather than the video.
Molecule, I recorded that session.
Is 911 home? I thought I saw a ghost in the back.
It is a ghost, actually. It's not her.
I believe that place is haunted. I think the ghost came in through your giant hole in your floor, which still hasn't been fixed. It's been like a year now.
Tomorrow is the day.
Tomorrow is getting fixed? Yeah.
Ooh, look at those floorboards.
Wow, that's insane.
To our listening audience, there is a giant pallet of floorboards in Fiddler's New York City apartment.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. It is happening tomorrow. Spoke with the head contractor tonight.
Wow.
And he said he'll be here.
Not the subhead?
Not the subhead, no.
You spoke to the top, not the bottom subcontractor.
Yeah, the bottom subcontractor. He didn't speak.
You know the bottom's really
Not allowed.
in charge.
The bottom.
That's what the bottoms like to think. Yeah, we let them think that.
We're talking about flooring, right?
Of course, everything comes back to flooring.
Yeah, when in doubt, it's flooring.
When in doubt, carry the one. That's my math minor advice to all our listeners. When in doubt, carry the one. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong carrying the one. Who's going to carry it if not you?
So, Fiddler, how was your 85% viewing experience today during the eclipse?
Wow,
yeah,
85%.
It was pretty lackluster. When it was over, I was almost like, is it over? Did it start yet?
Did you have glasses?
I had sunglasses.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It was cloudy. It was cloudy. He didn't actually see the sun.
It was cloudy.
But you didn't have the solar eclipse glasses?
No. Your sister did, and she left them in her car.
Yeah, of course she did.
In Florida.
Oh, shit.
Of course she did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you guys hung out last night.
Yeah,
she was asking me where I could help her get a pair. Obviously, she came to the right person.
Yeah, of course.
What else?
If she asked me, I would say Fiddler is literally the last person you should ask that question in the entirety of New York City. A homeless person probably has a better answer. That's what I would have told her.
She's slowly learning that lesson.
Yeah, exactly. It takes a while. It takes a while.
Were you parched all night?
I had a pretty funny story that happened last night.
All right, let's hear it. Try to keep all the specific details out of it, obviously, you know.
Yeah.
No, you can put all the details.
Well, why don't I just? I'll just
let the minutes show. Let the minutes show that I suggested that you make it very general. Just let the minutes.
Let the minutes show. I want you to be as specific as possible.
Yeah. I'm gonna do two versions.
Well, that doesn't really work for my
the first version is not specific at all.
Okay, all right. And then we'll see whether specific is warranted or not.
Let him speak.
Here's the non-specific.
Okay.
0 0 0 0 1 0 1 1 1 0 0 1 1 1 0 1 0 1 1 1 1 0 00110011.
Really?
1
They've
Zero.
already transferred.
001110? Really?
1110.
Hold on. Don't you think 1110 isn't something people might not want about their life? You know what I mean?
That's how I recall it.
That was riveting.
I could have listened for another couple minutes, I'll be honest. You could have gone on for another minute or so.
That was the broad version. I can't imagine how the details were.
In fact, Fiddler, I want you to record a 4-minute version of that story using only zeros and ones, and I will play it in its entirety on the next podcast.
Thank you. It's the beginning music. Good idea. Yeah. Step aside, Papa. You got nothing.
Speaking of that, one of your homework assignments was to create songs.
Motherfucker, stop. Go on about last night.
That wasn't actually a story. Although I don't know if anything can be better than what I imagined those zeros and ones were implying. I feel like I have a much better version of that story when I translated those zeros and ones. But yeah, all right. If you must, let's hear some of the details of the story.
It was a Sunday afternoon, and out of the blue, got a text from Molly's sister, and she was like, "You want to hang out Sunday or Monday night?"
Yeah.
Threw some back and forth and switching from Monday to Sunday.
Who was texted? The 9112 or yourself?
It was me that was texted.
Okay.
And
you relayed the information to 9112.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
And after I did all of the planning.
You did all the planning? I find it difficult.
I find it hard to do too. We went down to a bar that is owned by someone that Molly's sister knows
Surprise,
very
surprise.
I see.
well. It happened to be on the same. It was in spitting distance of the library bar.
Wow.
On Avenue A.
Damn, wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Anyway, we got there and chatted with Molly's Kuhl's sister. 9112 was there, as was myself, Fiddler. And had some drinks, got some food.
You can call her
And-
Elish.
Call her
Elish.
Elish?
Elish.
Elish.
Okay.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was thinking. You were gonna say Elish. Elish was there, and we had a few drinks, and I was feeling a little. I was
Drunk?
feeling a little inebriated because I had
no.
some flour before.
Oh, shit.
Then
This is where the story gets interesting.
Elish and I went outside to have some more flour, and when Fiddler came back in,
That's
he
you.
was.
I like the third person. This is getting better.
I like this third person switch. Yeah, you must.
After
All stories must be told in the third person with Fiddler. Yeah.
At this point, Fiddler had already had an old fashioned and a shot of Jameson.
Yeah. That's not a lot
He
for
was
Fiddler. That's not a lot for Fiddler. I'll be honest.
He was on his second old fashioned,
Okay.
and I was like, "Oh, I'm feeling a little woozy," and I put my hand on 9112's shoulder.
Oh,
and
I thought you were
then
gonna say
out cold.
I thought you
Fainted.
Really?
Oh my god.
Hit my head, hit my side.
What?
I'm in some pain today.
What?
I had trouble moving.
What the fuck
Yeah,
Not
happened?
so-
good.
I sustained a
happened?
little injury. Yeah.
What
It was
happened?
fainted.
I know, but
Doing
why?
much
Why do you think?
partying.
Why do you think? You think that's what it was?
I think it was.
I mean, that's
Too
not a
much
lot of
partying.
drinks for Fiddler.
It's the wheat. It's
Yeah.
the flour that was.
The flour. The flour.
Right.
And not and from not drinking that much. In
Right.
recent
Right.
days.
That's true. That's true. That's a
Lose
good
your
point.
tolerance,
Yeah.
lose your balance.
I've never heard that.
But you didn't just like fall over. You actually fainted.
Oh yeah, I hit that floor pretty hard. and I got a big bump in the back of my head, and my ribs hurt. My butt bone
Jesus.
hurts a little.
Damn.
However, I did HR today. I will say it wasn't the most productive day.
What was that before or after the picture we were sent?
That was after.
Oh, that's great. That makes the picture even better. I think we should print that picture out and get it framed.
Yeah.
Molecule.
Let me just reiterate. Let me reiterate. I took the picture before I fell.
Yeah, we need to get that picture framed.
Yeah. That was before the falling. Anyway, I am sure that now Molecule's sister, Elash, will never reach out to me again.
Elash, you're close.
There you have it.
Oh,
I gotta say,
she'll reach out to you more.
I gotta say, this is not nearly as good as the comedy show story. And I thought it was gonna go close to there, but it's not even. It's nowhere near close to that. Yeah.
Yeah, the night couldn't really continue on that much further.
Do you think you sustained all injuries? Do you think that they're all very recoverable?
I think so. When I was in the car, I was worried that I might have potentially cracked a rib or two, because it hurt to really kind of bend.
All right, a couple cracked ribs, a bang in the head on your ass. How much damage would you not do HR for? Like 2 broken arms? Like, what is the amount of damage that you will call off from work in HR?
It was. There's really nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Do your ribs still hurt now?
Yeah, they still hurt. Yeah.
You might have bruised them.
Yeah.
I think it could have been a bruising. That sounds like that was the diagnosis. And
Jesus, are you sure you didn't get beat up? Like, how did this happen? Did you hit everything on the way to the floor? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, when you faint, you don't really know what happens after that. You just.
But 911 was there, right? 911 was there, so she knows what happened.
Well, she noticed when I was on the floor. Yes.
Right. I mean, no one came in and beat you up. She would have noticed.
Yeah. Anyway, that ended our evening. That was the end. It was getting time to go anyway. It was around midnight. And
that's pretty late. Yeah, that's pretty late.
Did you guys take a cab home?
Yes, we did take it.
Uber or a cab?
Uber home.
Uber.
Yeah.
Uber. Yeah.
Did Shelby? She parted ways.
Well, who? I think you mean some other name.
Elash.
I'm not quite sure what happened to her afterwards.
Shelby. Just call her Shelby. Spill her beans.
It's hard to say. We exchanged some checks this morning, and I still wasn't able to find those glasses for her.
Yeah, that's important.
It was the Eclipse.
Yeah.
So
very,
it is our Eclipse show.
That happens once every 40 years in New York City. Woo! I am glad I got to see that. Woo!
What, you got something against shadows? You see too many shadows in New York? You there's so many shadows here that it's not a big deal to you? It's a shadow.
Save it for the pod.
Yeah, exactly. Cut that off right now.
So that's the end of the story. So you went home early just because you fucking fainted and hit your head. Oh, the night's over. Pussies. So you... Another head wound. When you got your last head wound, we spent an hour and a half having fun in the hospital in the middle of New York.
Yeah.
When your pants are on your ankle, with one of those gowns on, one of those paper gowns.
I lied down at the bar for a little. Luckily, it wasn't that busy. If I recall, it had some very odd hours, from 8 to 12.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like that's open enough to get the traffic in.
8 to 12.
I will say the old fashioned was very good.
Yeah, apparently.
I guess
the
it was
cherry in the
good.
old fashioned was very good.
It was a little too good.
The Cubano sandwich was really good. And if I was gonna say if there was one thing if I could change in the evening,
Yeah, let's hear it.
it would be as follows. The other thing we ordered were some sliders, cheeseburger sliders,
Right.
and there were
This is fucking riveting, by the way.
three things on the menu that said came on the sliders:
Okay.
pickles,
Right.
cheese.
Onions.
Oh
Grilled
shit! There are
grilled
onions.
onions.
Grilled onions,
Mm.
right? And you said no grilled onions, obviously.
I said no grilled onions, and then the girls were like grilled onions on 2 of them, not on 1. I said grilled onions on none of them. No grilled onions. Not any of the burgers.
They wanted those fucking onions because they didn't make the onions.
They were like, "Oh my god, no one's insane enough to want 0 onions." You know what I mean? Like maybe there's one person. He's only eaten 1. Let him go. He's a weirdo. What? You don't want him on
15
any of them?
15 minutes later, sliders come.
Onions
All
all
have
over.
onion on them. And here's the thing.
Yeah.
He notices that I'm scraping off the onions. He's like, "Oh, they put onions on there."
The waiter. You say the waiter.
Who was also the? I think you've met him before as well, both of you. And
What?
Yeah.
Right.
What?
I'm only not piecing it together. I'm just trying to translate from 10001 the other story. I'm trying to like.
I'm sorry, Case. I'm sorry. I'll speak in zeros and ones for you, so you can better understand what I'm saying.
Once you're done with a section, throw some zeros and ones at me so I can piece it
Don't translate for him.
That's exactly what needs to happen. Thank you, boss.
00111.
Oh, now I see. Now I get
Not
it.
at what point did he think or say, "Oh, I'll get you new sliders"? No. Fuck that. Oh, no. He's like, "Oh, they put onions on them." It's like, yep, great observation.
Are you gonna go on Yelp and complain about this?
Well, because I sustained a fall. I guess that's just not say anything. Yeah, let's go.
But you did eat the sliders with onions scraped.
They were scraped. Yes.
Now,
did eat
what percentage chance do you think that you were poisoned? And that's why you fell
I was
out.
gonna go with 15.
Because if you hadn't eaten them, you could have sued. Because if you were able to eat them, you might not have fainted.
Yeah. That. You know what? Maybe the onion made me faint,
You might have.
not the flour.
I mean, you haven't eaten. When's the last time you ate an onion? Honestly, a significant amount of onion.
I'm sure it's in some stuff he's eaten.
Yeah.
Like everything bagels.
It was in that
Sure.
fucking burger. Sorry, slider. Oh, sorry, Case. I'm sorry. 11001.
I got enough. I got enough. This helps. It helps. It's like a summation right at the end.
I apologize. Sometimes I forget.
I forgive
Trying
you,
to let it happen
pal. Of
again.
course, I forgive you.
Thank you. Too kind.
Yeah, buddy. Come on. You can do no wrong.
Anyway, yeah. So it was the night was coming to an end. Anyway,
Yeah, you
So
just
we-
hastened it. It's like the Fiddler exit. It's like the Irish exit. You just fucking pass out. You do some weird shit,
Yeah.
and you pass out, and then everyone's gonna go, "Oh, what the fuck?"
Now
You're in a hot.
just drags him out by the feet.
Yeah, exactly.
we couldn't find a way to get out of there. I was like, "Fuck it, I'll just faint."
Yeah, exactly.
I remember that one.
I think you know the exact right combination of drinks and food or whatever to eat. A little bit of onion. You knew they were going to put onions on there. That was necessary. Unfortunately, that's a necessary part of your fainting thing. Is that you need to be exposed to onions.
I was like, "Don't worry, dear. We'll be leaving in a few minutes." After you deal with a little incident.
She's like, "No ribs this time." He's like, "I can't promise anything. You're being involved."
When I faint, I don't know where I fall.
Yeah, exactly. If I don't get hurt at all, it's unrealistic. You got to choose 3 places. I know. No dick. No hitting the
The
dick.
table.
I think I hit it on the floor. We were sitting at the bar,
You don't even know.
and
Yikes.
I also say it was a little hard to understand the bartender. I had a little trouble hearing.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's my ears.
What do you think he was saying that you didn't hear?
I don't know. I missed a lot of it. I got
Okay.
some of it.
Okay.
A lot was missed.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't understand the context of it. What was he saying? I don't really get it. What?
That's just an add-on point. Like, you just couldn't understand the bartender.
Oh, but he was like trying to talk to you?
Yeah, you get in conversation.
I see.
What are you saying?
Wow.
Right
It
back
sounds
at
like you were pretty fucked up. That's what it sounds like. Yeah, you were pretty high, and you're like, I can't really guys speak English, but yeah, you're like, what? What is he saying?
I was like, oh, what are you saying? Oh, let me faint already.
Yep, that's the Fiddler exit. Faint and get the fuck out of there. Might have to do it one day, Mulls.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely have the onions covered.
Yeah, well, that's not good. We need something better than that. We're not.
Yeah,
What is the? What do the pizza sauce companies call it? We're not sensitive eaters of. We're okay with garlic and onion.
I believe they refer to that as sensible marinara.
We're not
No.
sensitive. I've seen
Sensitive
it.
little pussy marinara.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, can't take a simple head wound to keep partying. No. Oh my god. Oh, a head wound in the old days, we would have just went to the next bar. They kicked us out of one bar. We went to the next one. Remember? I mean, come on.
Oh, yeah. Come on, there's tons of bars. Oh, you can't go to this bar? All right, we'll go to the fucking next one. Oh, you're cut off at that bar? Okay. No, this is shift change. Boom.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, you just wait 1 hour and no one knows. They're not like, yo, don't
Yeah.
serve him and him and her and her and him. They're just like, I'm out of here. My shift is over. You deal with that shit from
Yeah.
now on.
Yep.
And that way, if you're drinking and something happens, at least it wasn't on their shift. They stopped you from drinking. The new bartender didn't notice you were drunk enough. It's their fault.
No idea.
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah.
So,
It's a cutthroat business.
sure is. And it was that was nice though. I imagine it won't be happening ever again. That was a one-time deal, I think.
Au contraire,
Yeah.
my friend. I think you totally misunderstand Elbath or whatever her name was. Elbath? What was it? Elrib? McRib? Or what was it?
Eblesh.
I still don't get it. I know our listeners don't.
Eblesh.
Elish.
Elash.
Eblesh. Eblesh.
Elash.
Elish.
Eblesh.
I knew you were leading me straight. One more time.
What's so hard to understand by Eblesh?
Eblesh.
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 Yeah, okay.
All right, case study. I think we had some homework, and I would love to hear the results.
Yes. Do we have a game, or is this like our game? Our game is which one
This is
did a
our
better
game.
job. All right, we're doing which one did a better job. I advise you guys to listen up. We're going to be playing these songs for the first time. First one is I'm getting them in order of the time they were provided. And Molecule, you sent it a couple hours ago, so yours is up first. Here we go. This is your song.
Sick brag.
Nice flex.
All right, you guys listening to it? It should be coming up.
There's a funky science in motion.
Assume you're listening to the pod.
Maybe it's the key to sustain
Oh, that's it. That is a strong assumption.
Oh, that was very
Microbes body and on the floor.
because I am not.
Break it down from scratch to soil.
I mean, I'm listening to us.
It's probably just a second or two behind. He'll get there.
Barely here.
Me, same.
Excellent podcast.
Save it for the pod. Maybe explain what the homework assignment was.
The song is playing right now for the listeners.
How was the song generated?
You're only talking over the You're talking over the song, you asshole. Podcast channel on Twitch.
Why can't you just play it in the computer and then shut up and let
Yeah, you're the head of IT. yeah. Say it another way, Molecule. Very good. Yeah. 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 0.
All right. All right.
0.
All right, guys. Here's the thing.
really throwing him off.
Here's the thing. The song played, and I thought you guys were making comments over it. If you go to Twitch and listen, you'll hear the song right now. Go to Twitch.
I need to be hearing it in my earbuds.
All right, I'm going to send you the next one. Miles, you already heard it. Fiddler, just listen to the podcast.
How would you say hear it on the Twitch? Because then if we try to hear it on the Twitch, it's going to echo into the pod.
No, it won't, because the pod is picking up your microphone, not picking up your earphone thing. So it's just going to come through. You're the only one that's going to hear it. It comes through on my end because I'm sending desktop audio through. So.
No, it's not true.
Anyway, all right. I'm gonna email you guys. Talk amongst yourself for a second. I'm gonna email you both of you the new songs. You've already heard that one, Mal, so you're okay.
Yeah.
That was your song.
It's fine. Let's just move on because if it's not on the pod, what's the point?
We're playing both. I'm gonna play it on the pod. You guys are gonna play it at the same time. We're gonna all listen at the same time. The podcast listeners will hear it through my thing. They heard the last one. You didn't hear it, so you need to listen as I'm playing.
Damn
Fiddler.
right they did. Sorry, 0 0 1 1 1 1.
So.
Oh, you have his what?
My cell phone.
Oh, you have his what?
My cell phone.
Right. Okay. All right. Then let's shelve this thing for now, and we'll figure out how to do the segment in the future. Neither of you guys have heard this first song.
What kind of phone does Clam use?
What kind of phone?
A shell phone.
I didn't realize it was a joke. I thought it was another code name for a person I was supposed to remember.
Oh my god! Are you on drugs? Are you on drugs, Walt?
No, I'm not.
No.
Whiskey.
That's a drug.
That is a drug. Oh, she's out. Tell us about the new whiskey. What do you think of it? What is it called? Give it a shout. Oh. 1792.
This whiskey?
1792.
This was made...
You're not drinking whiskey. I can't see you, but you're not drinking whiskey, are you?
Wait, you can't see him?
I
thought
can't
you
see
could
him. I can't see him.
Oh. You can only see me?
Yeah. And you guys can't see me.
I can see him.
I know, it's weird,
I can
right?
see Molecule.
I know.
But last week we could see him.
Yeah. He couldn't see us.
Okay, well, it is whiskey. I believe you, Fiddler. And what type is it?
You should be very familiar with this whiskey.
Is it Jack Daniels?
Jack Daniels?
Very close.
Jim Beam.
I think it's fair.
I can't
You
see
would have
anything.
seen the name of this whiskey certainly recently.
Okay, huh? Oh, you're holding in your hands a bottle of Jameson's. It's your favorite drink.
Jameson. That's it.
Oh. Yikes.
Yeah, wow. I'm not a big fan of James. I'll be honest, I'm not. I know that my friend Eduardo drank it all the time, and once in a while, like you and me, Fiddler, sometimes we switch drinks for the night.
Yeah.
Like you drink Jack Daniels, I'll drink Tito's for a night. We used to do that every once in a while. Remember? It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
How dare you not be a fan of a Jameson?
So I tried the Jameson, and I don't like it. It's like a lot of Scotch whiskeys for me, like a lot of Scotches. I like it's got this taste that's like too like peaty or something. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not. A lot of Scotches are like that. I went on the Scotch in Edinburgh. I went on the Scotch tasting tour thing, and most of them I didn't like, and they were like $100 bottles, $150 bottles.
Yeah. Are you a?
What'd you say, Moss?
Are you a?
We're going on a field trip.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
The doggo needs to go outside. Yeah. So what do you do? Why are you drinking whiskey tonight?
Well, I was. I didn't have any flour because of the incident last night, so I was taking it.
How does that translate? You were going to pick some up last night. Oh, you didn't do it because of what happened.
Honestly, sometimes I feel like I might pass out when flour is involved. So
Yeah.
that's probably the culprit.
I think it was.
So you're saying
Anyway,
because that happened, you decided not to smoke tonight.
Exactly.
I got you. Okay. Well,
And there's like a bottle of whiskey here. It's like one of those big 1.75 Jamesons, and I want to get rid of it. And drinking it seems to be the best way.
I mean, yeah, that's a pretty good way of doing it. That's the way nature intended.
Yeah.
The way the good Lord Almighty or whatever.
I mean, you could
created this fucking
you
shit
could
hole.
bathe with it, which I admittedly I do on some Wednesdays.
I mean, if you had enough small wounds, if you were like desiccated, you had a bunch of small wounds, it might be worthwhile to do that. Just to get all, instead of pouring it over like only some of the wounds.
Yeah.
If you
You get a cut. Yeah, you pour it in the cut. Salt first, then whiskey.
We are not medical practitioners. Do not listen to our medical advice on this podcast.
Although it is very solid advice.
I mean, it is advice. So there is that. Like, there's a lot of things that are not advice. That's definitely advice. So
can you really go wrong taking that approach if you don't want to call it advice?
I mean, you might lose an arm or whatever, depending on how deep the cuts are. But you might have to amputate part of your arm. Following that advice instead of going to the hospital.
Yeah, it's possible. Sure, of course.
So
the risk. The risk you take.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I hope this has been enough of a PSA about us not being medical practitioners. To cover any advice we might have gotten on this podcast.
It's not medical advice, but
Speaking of things that happen on this podcast, let's get to your second assignment for the night, which is for this podcast, which is the minutes.
Yes, the minutes.
The podcast. That was a song creation by. But first, I want to talk about the images that you, Molecule, created for. That was part of your second assignment for the pod, was to create.
Which I completed.
You completed. And which is create some. Yeah. We had two new segments. One was the song creation segment, which I think I'm going to move away from song and just say the creative segment. And I'd like us each, once a week, every pod, just create something new. I don't care if it's a song, if it's a poem, if it's a shitty joke. Use AI, just bring us something new, whatever it is. It could be anything, a recipe, whatever.
Okay.
Have it created. Let's just it'll take you like a minute. A song. Literally, the songs that we created. It took me like 4 minutes to create that song. How long did it take you, Fiddler?
Well, it didn't take that long to create it.
It takes longer to listen to it, right? To listen to it than
Well, admittedly, I didn't listen to it. However, it did take a lot of time to send it.
You didn't even listen to it, you son of a bitch.
The assignment was to create a song, not to listen to the song.
The fucked up thing is,
He's not wrong.
he's not wrong, but the fucked up thing is, this shows you a little bit about Fiddler's personality, I think. And his long career in HR, where literally every step is spelled out. You know, so like you can learn that if you want this, you need to be a subset A and a subset of that alpha. You know, it's like 4 levels deep of the amendments to this task. You know, so yeah, I get it. You know?
Oh, they go deep.
But the fucked up thing is, this software gives you 2 versions of the song. All you had to do is listen to a couple seconds of both and choose which one you like better. It's literally another maybe like a minute, if that. You know, you didn't even do that. You just picked the first one and downloaded it.
I chose the
Chose the what?
first one.
The first one? You broke up a little bit there. You chose the first one?
It looked the nicest.
He must be. I can hear him in the other room.
Yeah, he must have muted himself and his picture's off. Phase 3. Podcast passes out.
iPad, so I see the images.
Yeah, yes.
I'm happy to report.
Yes.
They look wonderful.
They really do.
Now, the prompts that I made, I sent you a bunch of prompts first about malls, right?
You sure did.
Yeah, and I want to try and match up. This is a week ago, right? You said, I think here's what happened from what I remember, is that we were like, all right, here's your task. And you were like, okay, I'll do it as long as you provide the prompts.
For the images.
For the images, right, which I need to chew. One was the minutes page, which we'll get to next, and one was the song creation page, which I'm going to change to just creative. It could be anything. If it's even an image. Create an image, we'll talk about it, whatever you want, once a week. I mean, it should take you no more than 10 minutes. I think we all can do that. And we'll be providing content. That is actual content.
5 minutes ago, it was a minute. Now it's 10 minutes.
I mean, listen, the first couple weeks it's going to be easy.
Next week.
But after a while, you're going to have to be like, okay, I did it last week. And you could, of course, do the exact same thing the second week in a row. Like that. Well, not the exact same thing, but you could like use the same prompt to get a totally different image. That's fine. But you got to start going, all right, how do I, how do I do this? How do I at least, let me do something that like maybe will be interesting to the other podcasters. That's what we're looking for here. Your audience is us too. Everybody, you just have the other 2. That's how you're doing, So think about that, Be like a little. You could just write a prompt down. That'd be fine. Of course, a random prompt is fine. You can even ask AI for a prompt every day for a new prompt. I don't care. But you can also think about us as an audience and maybe choose which one you think we will like better. The other 2. So with me, I'll be thinking of you and Fiddler. Malls, you and Fiddler. Fiddler, with you, I'll be thinking of you and Malls.
That's so sweet.
That'll teach me.
Obviously something about dicks.
Stay salty, you'll get your nuts. So.
Wait, are we ending it? No.
So what are we? I don't know. You guys started this. So with that in mind, Malls, what prompt gave us the first image? Which of my prompts gave us the first image? I sent you the prompts. You used those prompts to generate the images. Which of my prompts gave that very first image? The dude who seems to be,
I don't fucking know. I just copy pasted the prompts. I didn't even read them.
I mean, I did the exact same thing.
That's how you pod.
I did the same thing. I created I said, give me 3 prompts for each thing, and I just copy and pasted that. I didn't read it. So, like, I'm not sure.
Payback.
I'm not sure what prompts would have prompted, like, the second claymation radio thing. What would have done that? You can, but maybe before the next pod, you can look through your history and see which one created that, because I have no idea. Or the last one, is it a radio surrounded by a bunch of small robots that are treating it like a god? Is that what's going on here? I don't.
The last. Yeah.
What is that? I'm pretty sure none of my prompts. I put it in the song category because I kind of thought it looks like a radio.
Oh,
So-
maybe that's the one I made up myself.
Okay.
I didn't really like what I was getting by my own prompt at some point.
Okay.
Nice mutant button, bro.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not trying to pretend. All right, so that takes care of that. So but the other two were obviously ones from my prompt that you just don't.
Yes, the other two were
pasted.
definitely from your prompts.
So maybe we could look back through your history and see which ones match up, because I'd like to know. I'm just interested to know which one my prompts generated these things.
Okay. It's
Not
one
me
of
right
the
now.
first couple that I sent you, I think.
So the other one was the minutes of the pod, and if you look at the screen, it'll be coming up soon. These what I did was I just took these. I think there was 12 images, and I just took
Or 13.
three of each one that I thought were at least somehow reminiscent of the prompts that I apparently emailed you. So I looked at the prompts and I looked at the images and I tried to match them.
Oh,
up.
there we go.
And so it's like, I'm not sure. I think the second one, I know there was one prompt that somehow had to do with the hands of a clock.
Yeah, that was that one.
And I think that must be that one. And then there was a pod about a mosaic. So I'm assuming that's the third one. Because there's
Must
a
be.
prompt about a mosaic or something.
Well, I also picked mosaic as the style for that one.
Okay, but it was,
I don't-
it did say that. It did suggest that.
I don't know.
anyway.
I don't know if that was the one that said it though, because that was just randomly what I picked. Maybe it was. Maybe I actually, because I didn't really read the prompts, but maybe my brain saw the word mosaic.
Yeah, maybe.
Didn't
Yeah,
even
maybe.
realize it.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But isn't this crazy though? Because what's happening here is I used AI to generate the prompts, and you took those prompts and used AI to generate the images.
I did.
So this is 2 or 3 times removed from a source that would actually create
That's
the
true.
images, which is kind of crazy. And I think it does seem crazier because of it. Like that first image with the robots and I don't know, the way that they're I don't know what's going on there. It's almost like a robot orgy of some sort. I'm not sure what's happening.
Yeah. Maybe they're stealing robots or stealing computers.
Yeah, it does seem like that, right? Like they're carrying it on their legs, or maybe they're liberating them. Maybe these are AI that are enslaved to trapped by humans, for doing stupid shit, I don't know, calculating spreadsheet totals or some bullshit.
I think that's. I think that whole series came from my prompts, and that's why it kind of says "Happy Pod" at the bottom.
It does kind of say Happy Pod, but someone who doesn't understand how to spell it all.
In an AI way, it says "Happy Pod." If you don't know AI language, if you can't read that.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. That is the new slang, right? That's that's what replaced emojis. So what does that up the top say? Is that Happy Pod too? That's just a different version of Happy Pod up the upper right.
It says
Yeah.
"Congratulations."
Okay.
I'm seeing it now. Yep.
Yeah,
We
it
all
is a
have
rough
our own
translation.
languages.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll put it in zeros and ones for your next part.
Thank you. Yeah, please translate. So, isn't that funny? If you think about what that thing's doing, it knows that symbols are important, right? It understands that.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't know enough to translate that into language. Just like it doesn't know that the stack of drives or whatever on the lower right is is that language or not? It could be. It could be maybe when there's only 2, top one and the bottom one's open, it's a different letter. You know what I mean? It doesn't know enough to equate symbols to language, but it knows they're there, which is crazy.
Yeah.
It knows there's some sort of symbols, but it doesn't recognize it as language yet.
Yep.
And you
Yeah,
were
yeah.
using you said that you used AI in the Kava program, right, today?
Canva. Yes.
Canva, right? Sorry, that's the name of the
Yeah,
It's
that's
the first
right.
time I've used that application to make.
Is it in beta mode? Is beta, or is it fully one of the new features?
It's a good question. I'm not sure. I think it's just one of the new features.
Wow. That's really cool. So how does it work? Is it like you have space to like type something in, just like on a...
Yeah, you type something in, and then you can choose between. You could say none, or you can choose between about I want to say 15 or 4 different styles.
And is this like so many credits? You get so many credits, you have to pay for more. How does that work?
I mean, I think if you had a free account, you would have to. I don't know if you'd be able to use this service with a free account.
Are you a hacker? Do you have a hacked version of this? Is that what you're confessing now to us? You have a hacked version of Canva?
I have an education version.
Ah, okay, so it's legal still, at least.
I use Canva for many educational purposes.
Yeah, of course. I'm not doubting that. I'm not calling it into question. I just want our listeners to understand how, how it works.
That's where that came from, and it gives me with the education, was it 500 credits, and it refreshes on April 30th.
And an image costs 1 credit. An image costs 1 credit. I only asked that because the fucking music thing is like 10 credits per song, for some reason.
No, it's 1 credit per 4 images because you get 4 versions.
Right. Oh, that's pretty awesome then. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Is that song, for some reason, that song's like, oh, you get 30 credits, but that equates to literally just 3 songs.
Right.
So, I mean, come on. Why not make it? Why not
4.
go credit? Why go like a higher number of credits per thing? You know what I mean? It's
doesn't make any
gimmicky.
sense.
It's
I agree.
gimmicky.
And I was looking at the how much it costs, and it was like $8 a month if you pay yearly, and $10 a month if you play monthly. And you didn't even seem like you got that much more.
Yeah.
You got commercial rights or whatever they called it. I don't even know what that means.
Well, I think that like if you use it to create something like creative, like a book cover or something like that, then you get to you have.
Yeah, but we're talking about like the song site. So like I guess you could use that. You have you don't have the rights to it on the free version. Is that what they're
trying to say? I guess not. Yeah. It's like for novelty only. You can't like put you can't put an album out and sell it.
But it just seemed weird to me that you didn't get, because it was a daily count of 50 credits. So you basically could do like, 5 songs per day?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Ooh, look, we got a bot in our chat.
Which kind of sucks because, like, sometimes like you get a song and it's just not good, like it happens.
Yeah, right. But even if you were trying to create a lot of songs with the like paid version, you still weren't getting like, it was a monthly. I think you got up to 500 songs with the monthly version. And if you did the math on the daily, you would get like 300 songs or something.
Yeah, it's like not enough. It's not enough more to warrant it.
Sold.
Seems like a good deal.
Bear in mind, listeners, that this man fainted last night after like 1.5 old fashions. So let's not.
And flour.
Well, I don't even count that. Let's not take his fiscal. Well, you're probably right. It sounds like a scam, honestly.
Sold.
I mean, it's amazing, right? I think we're starting to, unfortunately, now we're starting to take it for granted. Like this podcast proves, like it's pretty amazing that you can just go and like create an image.
Nice mute button, bro.
Yeah, Fiddler. How dare you? Are we an amateur podcast? Is that what we are? I guess we are.
The listeners.
Yes, we are definitely an amateur.
Is there lower than amateur? Is there lower than amateur? Is that a possibility? Is there something?
Listeners need to know what happens when you're live podcasting. Sometimes you gotta blow your nose.
That's true. We would have edited it out. We could edit it. We could have edited out this whole conversation and kept it down. Yeah.
And we still might.
It's not gonna happen.
All right. I think we covered all of our bases. I think it's been a good pod.
Yeah, I guess we did. I think we did. Did we? I feel like there was something else I want to talk about, but maybe you're right.
Well, we're gonna give you a week to.
The minutes. What about the minutes? You're supposed to read. So let's at least read some of the minutes from the last pod.
I will do a quick read of the minutes.
Yeah. Don't do it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You did. Yeah. That's a good idea.
Painstakingly.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I'm sure it was very difficult for you.
And summarized in a manner we could all listen to. And hear.
Obviously.
And now you will hear it.
It's great. It's always good to have the minutes right at the end of the podcast.
True.
Meeting minutes from the AI pod gathering on April 1st of 2024. The location was at the Cozy Nonsense Cafe. There are 3 attendees.
Where was the cafe? I kind of don't. Where was this? I don't remember this. Was it in New York City? Is it in New York City?
Maybe when you hear some of the meeting minutes, it'll start to come back.
All right, I'm bated breath. Go on.
Of the attendees, the first one described as Case,
That's
the
me.
AI enthusiast
Hell yeah.
who believes her toaster is plotting against her. She wore a tinfoil hat adorned with blinking LEDs.
Now you guys know. You weren't supposed to tell them that, but now they know. Now the listeners know.
Molecule is a
Case
quantum
girl.
quantum physicist
Sometimes
who
on these
insists on
podcasts.
discussing the multiverse during happy hour.
Yeah.
He brought a pocket-sized black hole as a party favor.
Whoa, that is pretty cool. Maybe that's why I don't remember any of this. They caused a singularity. I traveled back in time. I don't know if I've experienced this yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
The final attendee, it was Fiddler, the conspiracy theorist who swears that pigeons are government spies. He wore a pigeon costume and communicated exclusively in cooing sounds.
You're coming to visit us in a few weeks. Can we get you a chicken costume? And just for a couple hours,
yeah.
can you cuckoo around?
Of course.
Because it sounds pretty great. I kind of want this to happen.
So, this is a quick summary of what happened last week. We all raised our glasses to the wonders of artificial intelligence and its potential to revolutionize our lives. Case's toaster beeped in agreement, followed by a suspiciously melodious hum.
Suspiciously melodious.
Some of these words are higher grade level. Molecule accidentally spilled his drink while demonstrating quantum entanglement using cocktail napkins. The napkins promptly vanished into a parallel universe, leaving behind a tiny note that read, "Greetings from Dimension Z."
Is this all sounding familiar to you now, Case?
It's starting to kind of come together, but only once you start to mention the other dimensions.
Now, the last week in the podcast, we came to the next topic of nonsense talk. And
Well, that is true. It's kind of what we do every week, honestly.
Case proposed a neural network that generates random conspiracy theories involving time-traveling squirrels.
That does sound like
loved
me.
the
I do.
idea.
Of course he
It
did.
scribbled notes on a banana peel, which promptly folded itself into an origami pigeon.
It folded itself. You didn't have to do the work. You knew enough not to leave it up to you. It did it itself. It folded itself into an origami pigeon. You knew
Molecule rambled about Schrodinger's cat being both alive and dead,
Schrodinger.
depending on whether it was a Monday or a Thursday. He then attempted to high-five an invisible cat, resulting in a quantum superposition of awkwardness.
What the fuck? This is amazing.
Fiddler claimed that pigeons were secretly controlling the stock
He's
market
on the fucking pigeons.
by transmitting stock tips via telepathic breadcrumbs.
I.e.
nodded
the
solemnly.
rich people. I.e. rich people.
And adjusted our tinfoil hats, which now featured built-in GPS and holographic pigeon repellent displays. Then it was the
This
portion
is so
of
much
the
better than I
AI game.
expected.
That is the portion of the AI game. And Case whipped out her laptop and challenged us to identify the AI algorithm behind a series of bizarre outputs. The first output was a recipe for spaghetti carbonara written in Klingon.
It seems to know a lot about me. It knows so much about me.
Molecule guessed LSTM with a dash of unicorn magic. Fiddler insisted it was quantum pigeons doing interpretive dance. Turns out it was just a Markov chain trained on cat names. But we decided to patent the quantum pigeon dance algorithm anyway. Our motto, when life gives you pigeons, make a tinfoil hat. There were some action items that came out of the meeting. Case to debug the toaster conspiracy code and add a feature that predicts toaster moods based on breadcrumb patterns.
Hard pass. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that task.
Also, investigate whether the toaster is secretly communicating with extraterrestrial bagels.
The answer is yes. Obviously, it is. I don't even need to investigate.
Molecule, your action item was to write a paper on quantum pigeons, peer-reviewed by actual pigeons, and explore the feasibility of using black holes as coffee stirrers.
It's a pretty good chance.
Yeah,
Bonus points. Bonus points if you can create a wormhole latte.
We don't use that kind of language on this podcast.
Is that some shitty joke? Did you just add that shitty joke in there?
And Fiddler was to design a pigeon-proof tinfoil hat with built-in GPS, holographic displays, and a pigeon-to-English translation module. Also, consider patenting the banana peel origami technique. At that point, the meeting had come to adjourn.
They've infiltrated.
Where's Elspeth in all this? Where is Elspeth in this whole thing?
Well done. Well done.
That was amazing.
I will definitely research the black holes.
The best thing about this is like 80% of Fiddler has no idea what he was saying. The Schrodinger stuff, he had no idea.
Hey, the corporate secretary writes down the notes. He doesn't have to know what they are.
Exactly. Dude, that was fucking amazing. I can't wait to hear next week's minutes. I swear to you, that was quality content. That was quality content. I love it.
After the meeting minutes were determined, I said, make it more ridiculous.
Instead of matching with reality.
Isn't that amazing? Somehow it understands ridiculous. It understands it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You can say make it more mean. It'll make it more mean. Like that's.
Yeah.
I mean, that's to me like that's the crazy thing about this whole AI thing. Is it understands that.
Yeah.
You can say if you say make it funny, sometimes it'll like write stuff in there that is about joke making. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not funny at all, but it's like it's somehow explaining the jokes. Which is crazy, because maybe that's a whole different type of humor. You know, maybe it's like the next type of humor. You know, like a couple of years ago, then when The Office came out, the original Office in England, that was the first time anyone had done that. It was the awkward. It wasn't even the documentary was fine. You know what it was? It was the awkward looks at the camera. Like they look at the camera, and then the camera lingers on them a little too long, and it moves off. And that is
That'll
funny.
teach me.
That's humor. All right. Stay salty. You'll get your nuts. This is a great pod, everybody. See you next week.
Okay, bye.